adjective would you use?
David Bowie.
Well, I'm reluctant to make the judgment about what category you fit into, and I'm hoping that you would say, yes. Oh, no, I wouldn't be that pretentious, but maybe you have a feeling yourself.
No, I'm really very old-fashioned. I like moving from one area of writing or performing to another to keep me excited, to keep me interested, to keep the people who come to see me or buy records interested and excited as well.
You didn't understand that. Don't feel badly, because I certainly didn't. David, I know you're watching tonight with the BBC film crew, and it's wonderful to have your old-fashioned entertainment around until the Beatles get back together, but it sure would be nice to talk to somebody who's not being evasive and discussing riddles.
I'm closer to the golden dawn, immersed in Crowder's uniform of imagery. I'm living in a silent film, portraying Himmler's sacred realm of dream reality. I'm frightened by the total goal, drawing to the ragged hole, and I ain't got the power anymore. No, I ain't got the power anymore.
July the 3rd, 1973, the Hammersmith Odeon in London. David Bowie plays the part of Ziggy Stardust for the last time. Ziggy was Bowie's most celebrated role, a weird and fated rock star who was both a parody of the archetypal rock star and an extension of Bowie's own personality.
Now Ziggy played guitar, jamming good with weird and giddy, and the spiders from Mars. Well, he played it left hand, but he made it too far. Became the special man, then he was Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo, like some cat from Japan. Oh, he could kill them like Smiley, he could leave them to hang.
Ziggy became a spectacular success, and so ironically did his alter ego David Bowie. And then at the height of his fame, in the presence of thousands of screaming fans, David Bowie killed him off.
Bye-bye, we love him.
He was born David Robert Jones in Brixton, London in 1947. At 17, he was Davy Jones, playing saxophone in his own band. He studied mime and decided to combine this with music to create a new and spectacular rock theatre, in which he played characters like Major Tom, Aladdin Sane, and most successful of all, Ziggy Stardust. 2 years ago, he came to America and buried Ziggy somewhere between New York and Hollywood.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired, and when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you,
you've been in America, you seem to have picked up on a lot of the idioms and themes of American music and American culture. How's that happened?
There's a fly floating around in my milk, and there's a foreign body in it, you see, and he's getting a lot of milk. It's kind of how I felt. A foreign body here, and I couldn't help but soak it up. I hated it when I first came here. I couldn't see any of it. Look, a wax museum. Why are they having a bleeding wax museum out in the middle of the desert? Think it'd melt, wouldn't you?
What made all of this important to you? I mean, with your background, why were you intrigued by all of this? It filled a vast expanse of my imagination. I was always pretty imaginative. And the imagination can dry up in wherever you're living in England often. I mean, if there's nothing to keep it going. It just supplied a need in me. America became a myth land for me. I think every kid goes through it eventually, but I just got onto it earlier.
Driving through was at one time exclusively for movie stars, producers, writers, and so on. Straight in front of you, the home of Dean Martin, right straight in front of you. Somebody was standing in that doorway, and I tried to get up fast enough, and I couldn't. Okay, coming up to the right side of the coach again, folks, was the former home of Dean Martin's very best buddy, Frank Sinatra.
Who also happens to be her stepfather, and Linda Christian. Marbella reports Sean Connery settled the fight. Obviously, Sean hasn't forgotten some of his former James Bond tricks.
Grab the towel, it's going to tear the elephant.
The towel?
Oh.
This towel.
The tissues for my eyes, please.
Tissues for his eyes.
No, can I have tissues for my eyes?
I'm getting it, babe. Let me do it, please.
Great. It smells like that. Can you see?
Oh, we got stopped. Is there anything behind us? But no. There's an underlying unease here, definitely. You can feel it in every avenue. It's very calm, and it's a kind of a superficial calmness that they've developed to underplay the fact that that there's a lot of high pressure here, as it's a very big entertainment industry area. And you get this feeling of unease with everybody. The first time that it really came home to me, what a kind of strange fascination it has, is that I came in on the train, on the earthquake, and the earthquake was actually taking place when the train came in. And the hotel that we were in was just tremored every few minutes. I mean, it was just a revolting feeling. And ever since then, I've always been very aware of how dubious a position it is to stay here for any length of time.
Some screams from the dome, and isn't it me putting pain in a stranger, like a portrait in pleasure trails on a leash? Will you see that I'm scared and I'm lonely, so I'll break up the boots and yawn and I'll run to the center of the thing. Well, I know we don't say, boys, it's a sweet thing. Boys, it's a sweet thing, sweet thing. If you want it, boys, get it, give them. But boys, it's a cheap thing, cheap thing. It's amazing and it smells like a street. There's a bar at the end where I can meet you and your friends. Someone scrawled on the walls, I smell the blood of the troubadours. Rolled up scandals in other bars. Having so much fun with the poisonous beer. Spreading rumors and lies on stories they made up. Some make to sing, some make to scream. And one makes you wish that you'd never been seen. There's a shop on the corner selling papier-mâché, selling boiling wood, raisins, barley, matching Cassius clay. Boys, get it here, baby. Keep out the light, say they want you. Is there anyone out there? Get it right. Say push me to my wife. Because I need you. When it's good and sweet, good. It's bad to go to pieces. Boys, this is the way I do cut-ups. I don't know if it's like the way Brian Geisen does his or Burroughs does his, I don't know. But this is the way I do.
I've used this method only on a couple of actual songs. What I've used it for more than anything else is igniting anything that might be in my imagination, and you can often come up with very interesting attitudes to look into. I tried doing it with diaries and things, and I was finding out amazing things about me and what I'd done and where I was going. And a lot of the things that I'd done, it seemed that it would predict things about the future or tell me a lot about the past. It's really quite an astonishing thing. I suppose it's a very Western tarot. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what happens. I'm an alligator. I never wanted to be a rock and roll star. I never, honest God, I wasn't even there. But I was, you see, I was there. That's what happened. No, it excited me just because it was there. That was enough. I mean, personally, I was playing saxophone, and I was trying to make up my mind whether I wanted to play rock and roll or jazz. And as I wasn't very good at jazz, and I could fake it pretty well on rock and roll, so I played rock and roll. And I found I enjoyed writing. The only thing I was ever really good at school was composition, not grammatically. I was always terrible on grammar, but I could always write better stories than anybody else.
And my time was running wild in the dead streets, and every time I thought I got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test.
I think we all feel the same way, don't we? I mean,
yeah.
It's pretty...
Music in general is an important part of all our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
We're big rock fans.
And Bowie we thought was the best.
God. He intentionally keeps himself a mystery.
Yeah, right.
Because he's always being somebody else on stage, or trying to be somebody else on stage. And he keeps his own personality a complete mystery, so it adds to the aura and makes him a more interesting person to the public.
My initial fascination with mime and expressing things with facial movements and body talk rather than articulating things. I mean, I'd done as much articulating as I felt was necessary with the actual songs, and if I was going to present them in more than a single dimension, I mean, if I was going to present them visually, then I wanted my body or my muscles to play an active part in the performance. It's funny that the same, very similar masks to the kabuki stick masks were used with the English Mummers Theatre. It's very strange that they should come up with very similar designs for faces. I don't know what the link would have been, but there must have been some link. That is kind of from the Aladdin Sane album. Aladdin Sane was a schizophrenic that's accounted for lots of the why there were so many costume changes, because he had so many personalities that each, as far as I was concerned, each costume change was a different facet of personality. This is likewise another Japanese costume. These are all Japanese. And most of this stuff is Japanese. Most of my clothes are Japanese. I've always been very fond of kabuki style clothes. That's another Aladdin Sane thing. Aladdin Sane, I saw him as, I found a lightning bolt really represented him. This was the first Japanese costume that I got, which this was originally worn by a woodland creature, Japanese theatre. This one has conical animals on it. It says in there, Yamamoto Kansai, dry cleaning only.
I couldn't sell this to her. Can you save this hanger?
More than anything else, I saw that a lot of my songs were very illustrative and picturesque. And I felt there were other ways of performing on stage. I was never very confident of my voice, you see, as a singer. So I thought, rather than just sing them, which would probably bore pants of everybody, I'd like to kind of portray the songs rather than just sing them. That's really how it started, wanting to portray the material I was writing. I always found that my material, I thought it was more through three dimension. I wanted to give it dimension. I wanted to give it some other dimension other than that of just being a song. What time is it?
It's 8 o'clock at night.
Right. Does anybody say how long I've got?
They said 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago.
Is it? It's a 8:15 start.
senseless things. The script is you and me. Boy, time reflexes like the horns winking to the floor. This trick is you and me. Boy,
victim. You just scream with boredom. You are not evicting time. I never get bored. You know, really, I never get bored because I can always change.
Get tired.
I'll draw a different picture this way or that way. People who are AC/DC. You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying Bowie's the best.
I guess I'm living my fantasy.
What's your fantasy?
Bowie. He represents it all to me. Excitement, space. See, I'm just the space cadet. He's the commander.
You saw for a long period, or for certainly over the last couple of years, a lot of kids sort of aping you almost, or looking very like you. So they would dress up and put things on very similar to you. How did you feel about it?
Well, a lot of it came out starting off like that, but over the last year or so it's changing in as much that they're finding out things maybe nothing to do with me, but the idea of finding another character within themselves. I mean, if I've been at all responsible for people finding more characters in themselves than they originally thought they had, then I'm pleased, because that's something I feel very strongly about, that one isn't totally what one has been conditioned to think one is. That there are many facets of the personality which a lot of us have trouble finding, and some of us do find too quickly.
He's from his own universe.
What universe is that?
Bowie universe.
Are you into the Bowie universe?
He's the center. I was drawn to it.
How were you drawn to it?
I'm from Phoenix, and I just came.
Please tread them gently, they don't like to fall.
Oh, my Jane,
There's no room for anger, we're all very small.
oh, my Jane,
We're painting our faces and dressing in thoughts from the skies, from paradise. But they think that we're holding a secretive ball. Want someone who likes them, they're just taller children. That's all. After all. Somebody's accelerating very, very fast and you're not driving. And you get that thing in your chest when you're being forced backwards and you think, ooh, and you're not sure whether you like it or not. It's that kind of feeling. That's what success was like. The first thrust of being totally unknown to being what seemed to be very quickly known. It was very frightening for me. And coping with it was something that I tried to do. And that's what happened. That was me coping. Some of those albums were me coping, taking it all very seriously, I was.
ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 8, 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today, for here am I sitting in a tin can. Spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? My tin can. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Dangerous thing to do to play the roles. Well, I didn't know. I mean, when you're that mixed up, and I've been mixed up, man. I mean, really, it was, one doesn't know. One half of me is putting a concept forward, and the other half is trying to sort out my own emotions. And a lot of my space creations are, in fact, facets of me I have now since discovered. But I wouldn't even admit that to myself at the time. That I would put everything, just make everything a little kind of upfront personification of how I felt about things. Ziggy would be something, and it would relate to me now, I find. And Major Tom in Space Oddity was something, Latin saying. They're all facets of me. And I wasn't really, I got lost at one point. I couldn't decide whether I was writing characters or whether the characters were writing me, or whether we were all one and the same.
Would you say that Ziggy was a monster?
Oh, he certainly was.
Ziggy played for time, jiving us up. We were voodoo, the kids with his cries. He was the Nance with God-given hands. Then he took it all.
When I first wrote Ziggy, I mean, it was just an experiment. It was an exercise for me. And he really grew sort of out of proportion, I suppose. Got much bigger than I thought Ziggy was going to be. I didn't ever see Ziggy as big. Ziggy just overshadowed everything.
The rock and roll star who, so to speak, gets too big for his britches. He gets really immensely popular, and because of this, he gets kind of very corrupted, and it becomes his downfall. And, you know, like the song says, when the kids had killed the man, they had to break up the band. I definitely think it's got a lot of Jimi Hendrix in it, because there's so many references in the song. The kids had killed the man was kind of like Hendrix was getting so big that his managers were giving him drugs and his fans were giving him drugs and kind of urging him to take it, and he was doing this to more or less loosen up on stage, and it eventually killed him, and the band broke up.
How much did Ziggy's death have to do with his own personality or with the circumstances in which he
he existed, or the...
Yeah, it was his own personality being unable to cope with the circumstances he found himself in, which is being an almighty prophet-like superstar rocker, and found he didn't know what to do with it once he got it, which is, it's an archetype really, it's the definitive rock and roll star. It often happens, and I was just trying to document it as such.
Takes a cigarette, puts it in your mouth. You pull on your finger, then another finger, then your cigarette. Wall to wall is calling, it lingers, so you forget. Too young to choose it, too old to lose it. And the clock waits so patiently on your thumb. You walk past the cafe, but you can't eat.
Yes, I had a kind of strange psychosomatic death wish thing, I think. But that's because I was so lost in Ziggy, I think, again. It was all that schizophrenia.
But whatever lies behind the door, there is nothing much to do. Angel or devil, I don't care. For in front of that door, there is you. Death waits there among the leaves, and magicians' mysterious sleeves, rabbits and dogs and the passing time. My death waits there among the flowers, where the blackest shadow cowers. Let's pick lilacs for the passing time. My death waits there in double bed, sails of oblivion at my head. So pull up the sheets against the passing tide. But whatever lies behind the door, there is nothing much to do. Angel or devil, I don't care. For in front of that door, there is
Thank you. And in the depth, as the last few corpses lay rotting on the slimy thoroughfare, the shutters lifted in ancient temperance building high on Butcher's Hill, and red mutant eyes gazed down on Hunger City. No more big wheels. These the size of rats, and rats the size of cats, and 10,000 peoploids split into small tribes, coveting the highest of the sterile skyscrapers, like packs of dogs assaulting the glass fronts of Lovely Avenue, ripping and re-wrapping mink and shiny silver books, now their arms, family badge of sapphire and cracked emerald, and now the gear of the diamond dogs.
As if it was a ghost of Ziggy Stardust you were tying up.
Yes, exactly. That's what happened. It was trying to get rid of the damn character that was kind of following me around, and hopefully, you see, I'm very happy with Ziggy. I think he was a very successful character, and I think I played him very well. But I'm glad I'm me now. I'm glad I'm me. My God, I can trot him out. Time, giving it, keeping it right. That's cool. That's cool. Next one. Gotta do it this way to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get to when you're down. Nobody do it. Get up. Sometime. Okay, that's good. Right. Okay, the last section. Give it, yeah, give it, doing it. Taking you up now, loving it, right, doing it right till time. Giving it, keeping it back.
So David Bowie becomes a soul singer.